It's so stupid. You gotta remove it.
It's not that bad.
It's my nipple.
It's not that bad.
I don't want it in there. Get off of it.
It's not that bad. We'll just use that one. It's
Your
okay.
nipples aren't showing.
Josh will be able to do something with it.
Josh, get rid of my nipple.
Welcome to episode 2 of season 2 Full Belly Podcast. My name is Matt Bell. I'm your host. I'm excited to be here. We haven't done this in a long time. At least I haven't. It's, like August of last year? I feel like right before my wedding was the last episode that we did.
Yeah,
At least I feel like it was that while. Juan did one. Juan's our co-host. Juan is always here with us, it feels like. But Juan did season 2, episode 1 last week without me. He actually decided to do it. He didn't ask. He just got it done. Invited a couple people here, and they released it without my permission.
Yeah.
Without asking. Well, I shouldn't say about permission, just invitation, I suppose. Just wanted to take it in his own hands to do it.
No, that's a lie. You actually asked me to do this.
I don't remember that.
And
I really don't remember that. I don't think it's true. I don't think it's true. But welcome, Juan. Thanks for being here again, telling lies as usual. And it's great to see you, my friend. I love it when you're here with us. We've got a really good, what would you call it, panel today? Some guests, some co-hosts, a superpower list of females in recovery that are here with us. So last season, we had Stacy Cook, and we had Megan. I think those were the only 2 women we had in the whole season.
No, and then Matt Oakes and...
Yes, what was her name? Emily.
Emily.
She spoke French.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Wasn't Tara on it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tara.
Oh, Tara too, yes.
Abby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not me.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't have Abby.
Okay.
No money.
See, there you go, making stuff up again. Lying. Like I said, just continually making stuff up. But my point is that we just don't get enough women on the show, and I think that it's important to talk about that, which we'll dive into a lot of that today. But I will introduce everybody. So I was talking to John Kendrick this week. No, it was last week, and he said that the number one, I don't even want to call it a complaint, but like sort of issue that we have with team recovery and the perception, and even people in team recovery, is that team recovery is sort of like a bro culture. It is like, it's like a recovery fraternity, so to speak. And it's nobody's intention to do that, but it is sort of what it is. You know, it's a lot of guys that stick together, and I think that it's important that we do our best to change that, you know?
Yeah.
So here we are. Yeah, I'm glad that he brought that to our attention, and we're going to continue to do this sort of stuff and lift women in recovery up and give them a voice, and hopefully that inspires other women and females in general to come forward. So.
It's really cool because all of you guys are a part of a sponsorship family too.
Yeah.
You know, which is really amazing, you know. And, you know, I don't think it's just like a team recovery thing with bro culture. I feel like society's just bro culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And recovery in general,
Yeah.
too. There's always more men.
Yeah.
We'll get into that, too. We have it 50-50, though, in this room. There's literally 3 men and 1 baby boy. And 3 women and 1 baby girl.
Yeah.
So it is the hormones are equal. The hormones are even. They're 50-50 today, so I think that's good. We're bringing the numbers up already. So the first guest that I'd like to introduce is Abby. So Abby, welcome. Thank you so much for being on
Hello.
our show. You look wonderful.
Miss Stone.
I love how you.
Hello.
Hello.
I like
I'm
that.
going to do my best to not be a total weirdo.
No, stop. We want you to be a weirdo. That's a good thing. That's what we like here. Abby, I haven't known you for too long, but what I do know of you is really good stuff. Obviously, this is a sponsorship family. The two women in the room you sponsor. Is that correct? Or you sponsor one of them, and the other one is the sponsee of the sponsee?
Kind of. Well, another woman and I started a sponsorship family. Precious is a sponsee. Well, she's through her steps and now sponsoring other women. So she's not technically sponsee, but yes, I worked my steps with Precious. And then Nicole is the other woman, Tara. We started the sponsorship family. Tara was her sponsor, and we all rely on each other. It's important because at first when we got this started, it was just Tara and I, and there was not enough women. So we wanted more women to be there when we couldn't be there because we're both moms and busy. So now we have an army.
I love
Yeah,
that.
we do.
I love that. That is amazing. Well, aside from breaking Tara's anonymity, welcome and thank you so much for being here.
She's fine.
Totally kidding. No, joke. I can say that you're loved by everybody that knows you, and I'm excited to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Nicole is next.
Yeah.
Nicole, I've known you for a while.
A long time.
I've known you for much longer than I think I've known it. Yeah, definitely. Anybody in this room, actually. When did we first meet?
God, when did we first meet? Prior to Zeph, so probably like, oh, that's really loud. I don't know, in their rooms,
Yeah, I was in the
like
rooms like,
2011, 12, something like that. So
we've known each other for a long time.
we were both a mess, though. Like,
Absolutely.
never doing very well.
I thought you were doing well. I remember thinking, I looked up to you when I first came in. I still do look up to you. I'm not saying I don't anymore, but I just remember like when I first met you, I had like a week
Yeah.
shaking, like on the verge of using still. And actually I saw another guy and he's like, oh, Matt, you're still alive? Like that's what he said to me at the
Sounds
meeting.
right.
And then you had, I don't know, I think you had maybe 6 months at the time. And I was like, damn, she's got it together.
Yeah.
And you were, yeah. Wow. It's weird to like really think about that and go back, but you're living a completely different lifestyle
Yeah.
from times in the past. We all are here at this table,
Yeah.
and I'm excited to have you here too.
Me too. I'm excited.
Thank you.
What a
you.
beautiful story of transformation, though.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, I give myself credit for that.
Yeah.
It is a beautiful story.
You should.
I'm very proud
you should
of
give
it.
yourself lots of credit. And so the last woman here to talk to, we've got Precious.
Princess.
Well, yeah, Princess.
Princess.
We'll call her Princess in this room. It's a good name
That's
for her.
fine. I'm used to it. by
Princess and I have a very interesting story of meeting as well.
now. Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I can.
What if she was like, no, I don't?
Actually, no.
We met in Florida. What was it? 2015.
Yeah.
And I had almost a year clean. And we used to, the sponsor family I had out there, we used to all get together and we would do like a donation thing to all the kids and families who don't have at all. So one of my old good friends, Dylan Morrison, he actually kind of put the whole thing together. He was from Overtown, Florida, and that's where he did a lot of his damage. So he wanted to give back.
Talk about Overtown for a second.
Man.
Overtown is it's sad. It's really sad. Like even just driving down there, you see people on the streets. They live there. They have blankets and pillows and literally cardboard boxes as like their bed. And when you hear that stuff and you see people standing on the streets in Toledo, it's like a whole different
Not even
game.
close.
It's not even like remotely comparable to how bad it is out there. So I remember when my old sponsor asked me to go out there, I was kind of like, whoa, you know, all you ever heard about Overtown was like, don't go near Overtown, like stay as far away as possible. But like, so I was scared, but like I was also intrigued by it. So like getting this group together, we all raised money and got gifts, and we brought like Dunkin' Donuts coffee and donuts around, and we drove around together in our cars, and we walked around and like gave the kids gifts. And it was probably the best thing that I could have ever done in my recovery. It was kind of like my first spiritual awakening, if you will. It was something I never really experienced. So, and we also did that on like Easter. We did hot dogs in the hood. We did a whole lot of different things. So it was super dope.
Good.
It was cool. And that's actually how I met Matt. He came out with who did Josh, yeah. Him and Josh came out to see what we were all about, and we ended up having like a conversation, and then we kind of kept in contact here and there through Facebook, and that's, I mean, and then here he is, you know.
Wow.
And
That's
it's
wild.
crazy because I remember when I first came to Toledo, I was like kind of like refusing to come here for a while because I knew Matt, and I was like, I don't, you know, I was fucked up. I was embarrassed, you know. I was like, damn, you know, last time he saw me, like I kind of had my shit together. And, you know, so it was hard for me. It was definitely humbling to do, but it's cool that I'm sitting here in this room with you now. And we both are doing really well, you know.
It is wild. It is wild. And still doing the same stuff that we did in Overtown.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
still like just regardless of how long it's been, still trying to give back in any way. It might not be the same way as the beginning, but still trying to give back. That's what it's all about. I remember I think I had 60 or 90 days sober at the time.
Yeah.
And we came down there and some people introduced, these are my friends from Ohio, blah, blah, blah. And then you were like, oh, I'm from Ohio too. And that's how the original connection was made. But I remember they told us, they like prefaced the whole like gift giving thing out there. They were like, do not leave the pack.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot walk away from people. If you do like stray off, make sure that you have somebody else with you.
Really?
And it was that bad. Like when she was talking about something that you just don't see in Toledo, like it just doesn't exist. It is like when there's murders, like the cops don't even come. It's
Not at all.
It's that bad.
Like you will not see one single cop on those
seriously,
roads.
it's a different, just like an open air market type,
Wow.
something you see on a movie. But there's Precious just running around like down
Makes
side
sense.
streets, giving out like breakfast burritos from McDonald's to everybody and
It was
toys
great.
and all this shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
she's good. That fellow Ohioan is going to get killed.
Yeah.
I was brave. I was definitely brave.
I thought for sure that it was going to.
naive.
But there were so
Brave,
many
oh
little
my God,
kiddos
we
up
were-
there all over the place, and I
It
was
is
just
truly sad.
It was so sad, and like my heart was like shattered, but so full at the same time.
Yeah. Just a burrito or what were we doing? Easter baskets at the time?
At
or
that
something
time,
like
it was Easter baskets. Yes,
It was like,
like
and
gifts
they were
and stuff.
so happy.
Yeah.
So happy. Like the one guy,
The joy.
the one guy sold it. He like turned around and tried to sell
Yeah.
the Easter basket. Like that's the kind of, it was bad. It was so bad. You know what's weird too? I did not even think about this. I'm getting way off topic, but I went down. So I was in Miami. To talk about my exit from the previous place that I was at, like, I don't know, 6 months ago or so. And I wanted to go to a meeting before I went to this meeting to talk about my exit. I needed a meeting. It was just one of those times where you need one,
Yeah.
you know? So I looked up. I know NA is really thick down there, whereas we don't really have that much strong NA. I don't want to say that we don't have strong NA. It's just different than it is down there.
Absolutely.
I really don't want to say that we don't have strong NA up here. But anyways, I looked up NA near me. I went to a meeting, and it was in Overtown. I had
No
no clue.
way.
I had no clue. It was in, like, literally the same part of Overtown. I remember seeing the apartments and everything, and I went to this meeting, and I forget what tradition it was, but it was basically a tradition about, like,
By yourself.
by myself. I went to a
wow.
meeting by myself 6 months ago, and there was 3 people in the meeting. It was in the middle of, like, a Section 8 apartment complex, like, in the hood. There was the moderator up front, and then one person came like 20 minutes into it. So it was just me and the moderator for the very first like 20 minutes, and then this other person came. And the meeting was, I forget what tradition it was. I literally took a note about it in my phone. It was about the tradition, basically. Gosh, this can drive me crazy. But it was about how like this comes first. Like we take care of people, and nothing else should come over that, like profit or any of those types of things. And it was just like, wow, I'm going into a meeting about leaving this place where I'm very comfortable at and things are good. And here we are talking about this.
Yeah.
It was just very interesting. So, but it was weird to be back on that street. That's like where it started, and that's where it ended.
Yeah.
On that same
That's
street.
cool
in
that they
same
have.
part of
I
the
mean,
world.
that they're trying to get something going down there. It's
Yeah.
needed. I mean, not. I don't want to say that a lot of people aren't like recovering in that area per se, but they're definitely struggling a lot more, and they need something that when they are just on the streets and roaming around, something that they can go to that's kind of like a safe haven for them and a way of getting connected. So that's cool that they have that there.
Do you miss NA?
I do. For me, that's just where I started out with everything. And the sponsorship family that I had out there and the women that I had out there were very, very strong, solid women who I still actually am in contact with till this day. And not that I don't have that here, because I 100% do. But it's just like where I started my journey of recovery. And it was very deep and thorough. Yeah. And I think that for my first time around, I needed that. I needed to get as deep as I possibly could, because I really had no clue what I was doing. I didn't know anything about the program. So I needed that, to start out. And I do. I actually have sponsees right now who, my old sponsor family, they were like, it's like a generation thing. And we had like a packet we all worked through ourselves, that like I said, their generations have made up. And I actually sent it to one of my sponsees, because she's done the steps through AA and a couple of times, and she's back now, by the grace of God. But I want her to do something different. So I'm taking a different route with her, and I'm trying to bring out those steps with her.
For sure.
And help her do something different and see if that will work for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's what I've learned in Florida, and it got me far in my recovery in the beginning, and I think that it could help.
Yeah.
So
no doubt, there's things you'll never forget from that.
Yeah.
I remember a very similar story just for myself too. Just getting a baseline in one program and going to the other, and I missed parts of it. And that's where I went to my first meeting, was down in Florida too. And NA was like just so much. It was different.
It was so different.
It's different than what we experience up here.
The vibes were different. It was just a lot of more women recovering. And not that there's not out here in Toledo, but like you said in the beginning of this, is like there isn't many women that are staying sober and staying clean, and it's sad. But in Florida, it was like everywhere you went, every meeting you went to was full of women with time and good, solid recovery, not just speaking it, but like walking it and living it. And I literally admired it. And that's kind of actually why I gripped onto Abby so strongly when I first came around, because she reminded me so much of my first home, and like it was like so important to me that I would watch her and see her all the time. And, I was just that scared little girl who was really scared to ask anyone, but she just reminded me of home, and that's what.
And then you came to good old cold Ohio.
Yeah, here I am.
And found Heroin Anonymous. Remember the first time we went down to Florida?
Yeah.
Was it the first time that we went?
The first time I went.
That was the first time. Well, together. I'm saying, was that our first time down there together?
Yes.
The biscuit.
Yeah.
The biscuit.
The biscuit.
What else did we do? The onesies.
The onesies. Yeah.
The burger. Remember that burger from what was
Le
that place?
Tub?
Le Tub. Oh, shout out Le Tub. Can you can you look into the camera and do a commercial for Le Tub? Yeah.
Hello, everybody. This is Juan Duarte with Le Tub. I just want to encourage you guys to take a moment out of your day to come down to Fort Myers and experience a tub of cheese on a burger. 3 different qualities: pepper jack, pumpernickel, all of those cheeses mixed in one, laid over a grade A beef Angus smokerini. Come see us. 1-800-LE-TUBA.
I'm booking my flight right now.
Did I get it?
Yeah,
Did I do it?
Book my flight.
Pumpernickel.
It's a fire cheese.
It's a brand.
Pepper jack. Pumpernickel. I think it's pumpernickel.
I don't know.
Not today. It's pumpernickel. That was so good. I missed it.
Did I do a good job, Josh? Thanks.
The commercials, dude. The commercials are so good. One of these days we'll get a real sponsorship from one of these places you do an ad for. Yeah. Sponsored by Le Tub. That's amazing.
It would work with the full belly.
Oh my
full
gosh.
belly
Yeah,
Le Tub.
see?
What?
That's perfect. And it seems like we had this all scripted out, because we're going to go right into the next part of this podcast, which is the full belly segment of what makes you full.
Yeah.
And when we talk about belly, not just your like stomach, but what makes you as a person whole. What makes your mind full, what makes your heart full, what makes your stomach full. So to talk about the stomach piece, we're going to. I don't know why I decided to go with Abby when we talk about full stomachs, full bellies. I really, really don't. It's no reason, no rhyme or reason to it.
She's pregnant.
Yeah, she's pregnant
with twins.
Abby got them twins.
Yes.
Got 2 babies, boy and a girl. What makes you full? What fills you up? If you had to go to like one go-to meal, what is your favorite meal of the day? If you could have this meal of the day, every meal of the day, what would it be? And has that changed at all during your pregnancy? Like, have you had any of those weird,
Yes.
like, oh my gosh, laundry detergent sounds so good. You know what I mean? It happens.
With my daughter,
Pickles and cheese.
I was pregnant with my daughter. I ate everything in sight.
I can attest to that
Everything.
because I bought all of it.
Nicole brought me a meal at least once a day. I ate everything with this pregnancy, and it's apparently it's really common with twin pregnancies is only being able to eat fruit. And
Interesting.
so I blame John. I do because this was he once was a vegan babies.
I see.
And so somehow it's his fault because he was a vegan once.
Yeah.
And I literally can't eat meat right now, and I'm so mad about it.
What? Just because it makes you sick to think about? Like,
It just, when you're like dope sick, and
yeah.
they're like, "Here, eat," and you're
no,
like,
it's that bad?
"You're like, get that away from me." It's like that. So I can eat fruit. I drink a lot of lemonade.
You just poop all the time.
Roughage. Fiber.
It was hard at first because I was like angry about it because I wanted to, because you want to eat, your body's saying eat, but you just physically can't. First time, John and I have date night on Mondays and Juan comes. So the first time,
It sounds so funny. We got date night. Juan's there too.
yeah, Juan comes often. And we were on date night, and I remember sitting there ordering an Impossible Burger, and I'm like, how do I order this without Juan knowing? Because I'm pretty sure he's gonna make fun of me, and I'm gonna make fun of him, and then we're just gonna.
What did I do?
You also ordered an Impossible Burger.
Support.
You never know.
When I was
supporting.
eating really healthy, Juan would always go, just give me whatever you're getting.
Yeah.
He still does that.
Yeah,
Yeah. And he'll eat it too. Yeah.
I'll fucking eat anything, bro.
But today I had 3 blueberry banana pancakes that were about
They look
this.
so good.
That sounds great.
That sounds good right now.
Yes, I got out of the hospital and I was like, that's all I want. All I can think about. I went home and ate the stack.
From where?
They were from Bob Evans.
Salad.
Oh, I thought you made them. You transposed them from the Bob Evans thing onto a plate and then
Yeah.
sent
Put
it
'em on
to
the
me.
She took a picture,
Yeah.
put a filter
I'm like,
on it.
wow, Abby
love
is
that.
like very on top of her game today. She's feeling full of fire, energized. No.
She's cooking, pregnant, taking care of kids, and making that.
No, what? How many
I'm
times?
slacking.
How many times have I ever cooked since you know me?
A handful of times, and every time you do, you're like, "Are you proud of me?"
Yeah, I should make sure she sends us all a picture.
It's not often. It's not often.
I probably have them all saved on my phone, all 4 of them.
I don't like to cook. No, but I like to eat. Yeah. I'm excited. I've already planned my after I give birth meal.
What's it going to be?
Calvinos.
Oh, I love coffee.
Yes. I'm gonna just 3 different kinds of pastas, 3 kinds of pizza. Just get the menu.
Yeah.
To me,
Just
Yeah.
go in hard. Did you guys have any like weird pregnancy food or scent? I know some people like to smell things too when they're pregnant. I believe, at least I've heard that.
I like to eat Danishes.
I feel like I was pregnant so long ago, so I really can't remember. I know that I ate ice a lot.
Yeah, ice.
Like
Ice,
I always
big
wanted
ice.
ice. Like we would be on the way to my doctor's appointment, and I would stop at the gas station at the corner and get the biggest cup of ice.
The crunchy ice. stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
and just eat it.
Like the hospital ice, the little shaving
Yeah.
little things.
Oh my God! After I gave birth,
It's different than normal ice.
Yeah, the nurses hated me after I gave birth because every time they walked in, I'm like,
Ice.
Ice.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then they
put your
would do
hand
it
out.
wrong. What they would bring
They
me
know.
like
Don't
this.
even look at them.
Fill me up.
More ice. I can
don't
see you
know.
doing that.
And hot stuff.
I can see you doing that.
I wanted hot stuff a lot too, like hot
Spicy?
chips. Yeah, spicy hot
Yeah.
sauce.
Did you get
like
heartburn when you were pregnant?
not really, not bad. Towards the end I did, but not throughout like the whole pregnancy. But I just wanted spicy stuff. Chicken, I wanted my chicken drowned in red hot.
Wow.
Like I literally needed it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
you're
hot
just
Cheetos, like the Chesters.
pooping.
Yeah.
Fruits and pickles
And fruit.
hot
I love
Cheetos.
fruit.
Yeah. Spicy. Just
Sheesh.
turn the fan on type daddy.
There's something about the cold.
Like 3 wipers. Multiple wipers.
Right. I thought that was illegal for women to have diarrhea.
You gotta take a shower afterwards.
Okay, I'm like, they're all looking at me like, what, bro? Women's suffrage, we diarrhea too.
Equal rights.
We diarrhea too.
Chill out, dude. I feel like that was offensive.
I
I'm
wish
sorry.
I could remember if I
We
had
don't know why there's a
more.
bro culture in team recovery. No clue. No clue. Just shitting on you. It's amazing. But no.
My pregnancy cravings were DoorDash. So really anything.
We didn't have that when I was
I would like
pregnant.
have to hide my DoorDash addiction from Keith. Like I would like, oh, I deleted it because I'm going on maternity
No,
leave.
you were hiding
Oh,
it. You
I
were
was hiding the
literally deleting
DoorDash
stuff from your order history.
No, I'd like put it in the garbage can and then put things over it, So when he gets home from work, he's like, "Are you hungry?" I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah, starving. Yeah. Okay, make yourself throw up.
So
Acting like she cooked it, put the blueberry pancakes on the plate.
yeah, that kind of thing.
Throw
I think I
wrappers
did
away.
do that once. I DoorDashed both of us a meal and put it on plates.
Acted like you cooked
This
it.
is so good. It's the
amazing.
best thing I ever made, he said. So
Don't tell him. He can't watch this
you
episode.
can't ever watch this.
It's funny how like DoorDash and things just. I didn't think about that. DoorDash during pregnancy can completely change your pregnancy.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was bad.
I mean, gosh,
Yeah.
it makes like.
It's bad.
I feel like everybody should just get pregnant.
I just say good on you.
I can't stand you.
When my
Say
sister
that-
asked me what I wanted for my baby shower, I said DoorDash gift certificates, and she said that was inappropriate.
Say that
Well-
again. Say good on you again.
Good on you.
Say, give me a look though. Give me a runner look. Look like
A
you're running.
runner
Come
look.
on, look at me.
Good on you.
Okay, but that is the cutest Polaroid I've ever
That
seen.
is super cute.
I have
So-
the big one.
Okay, so Josh has a big one, and the episode that they did last week, without
She
inviting
said-
me to it, they took a picture, and the goal is to like take a picture of everybody on a Polaroid for every episode, and then have a wall
Yeah,
of
that's
signed
good.
Polaroid pictures.
That's super
And they have
cute.
this nice big Polaroid picture of everybody in here from last episode. So I was like, dude, that's a really cool idea. I'm gonna order a Polaroid off of Amazon.
You didn't know it was this small.
This is the one that arrived. It's so small. It's literally like we got to get it in the shot. It's like a quarter of the size of Josh's.
He ordered it from Wish.
Wish Polaroid.
89 cents.
It's a Polaroid.
It's off-brand, the Polaroid.
Oh my god.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Nicole, so what about you? So if we were to talk about your mind, how do you exercise that muscle? How do you fill that up? How do you keep that going,
It's been kind of, an up and down like roller coaster with me and kind of expanding my mind this last couple of years. I feel like when I got sober this last time, I kind of felt like I had lost everything and I had kind of accepted that. And so my only focus with getting sober this last time was just figuring out who I was. And I had never done that before. I've been trying to get sober since I was
It's an interesting way to look at it.
17. Right. And so I was practicing this thing. I don't call it, it's a thing. I didn't make it up. Radical acceptance. And so I was just free. And so I just dug in to anything. That was like my goal. I'm going to try anything and everything I can. And I'm going to figure out what like fills me up. Like what gives me what is my bliss? That was my goal. What is my bliss? And it's my mind. I just love feeding my mind. I love, before this started, I was like, I brought up a study. I love reading studies. I love, learning about ways to heal myself with my mind. A lot of the things I did in my first few months of sobriety taught me like how much my mind lies to me and how much stronger I am than my mind.
Wow.
And that can be, from reading things, but also doing things. Specifically, one of the things I still do to this day, Wim Hof breathing. It's a physical thing. It's holding one's breath,
Right.
But what it taught me was that, like I said, our minds lie to us. When you're sitting there holding your breath, all you're thinking is, I can't do this for another second. And I
Right.
taught myself that I can do so many more things than I thought I was ever capable of. Because if I can hold my breath for another 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, what else can I do?
Wow.
And I
incredible.
think
Seconds.
I think I got up to almost 3 minutes holding my breath. And
I would literally die if I tried that.
you think you would
Be gone.
die. But that's the thing. You've got to keep working on it. And like I said, with that roller coaster, I've had ups and downs with that. I've struggled with, anxiety for a very long time. And when some things happened, I really fell into this place where I just kind of shut my mind off again. And I wasn't willing to open it back up because of fear. And I feel like right now I'm in another one of those areas in my life where I'm kind of like I feel that fire again, that desire to just learn so that I can help people. I'm very interested in trauma. And I was looking at this thing earlier today, and I really believe this. It's talking about how like there is no sane human being. There's no such thing as a sane human being. And
Did you say sane?
Sane,
S-A-N-E?
S-A-N-E.
Okay,
like
gotcha.
we have, and no matter what, even whether we're cognizant of it or not, we have been through something that, has changed who we are and made us a little bit crazy or a little bit weird. And so we all deserve to be treated like people that need to heal, and like the more that I can learn about that stuff so that people can understand it, because I still think it's such a thing that's so misunderstood. That like we just have to like if we can just heal our brains.
Yeah.
And like not just by sitting in a room and learning, but like getting out there and trying things and proving to ourselves that we're capable of doing them. So
That might have been the best response I've had on this podcast about how one exercises. That was, I mean, that
I
was
get an applause.
Yeah,
that
no
was
doubt.
seriously incredible. That was. I love what you said about the radical acceptance. I think is what
Yeah.
is the
It was
phrase.
huge.
Yep.
And I can relate to that too. And I think that was almost like a silver lining. That was almost like a double-edged sword. Like getting to that point where you feel like there's so much that you've lost that it's just not going to happen. Like I won't have these things back. I won't be a part of this person's life. I won't get to do this again. But I still want to be alive, so why don't I just work on myself?
Yeah, it's huge. I feel like, and I was talking about this earlier today, I feel like a lot of my like mantras or like spiritual experiences, they're very morbid sounding.
Sure.
One of my mantras is that life isn't fair. And to other people, when I say that, they're like, that sounds horrible. I'm like, no, it was the most freeing thing I ever realized.
Yeah.
Was that it's just not fair.
Right.
But I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep trudging, and I'm going to enjoy it regardless.
It's how you view it, right? Perception. I love what she said about the weirdness too. Everybody's weird.
Yeah.
That's like normal.
Yeah.
Being weird is normal, and being normal is weird.
Right. And if we just accept that everyone is just weird and everybody's been through something, there's no one that's too far gone. There's no one that is incapable of like help and healing. It's just, I think I work in recovery, and I think we get jaded. And like I said, I'm kind of on this like thing in my own life where I'm feeling like I'm lifting myself up again. And it's making me realize how like, there are a lot of people that are jaded in this in this thing, and I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be jaded anymore. Like I want to be that person that remembers that how far gone I was, and I just needed help, like healing.
Do you guys ever sort of forget what it's like back in the like? Okay, so let me kind of rephrase that question. When we had 30 days clean, it was very, very easy to remember what 30 days ago was like the day that we went into detox or whatever, right? Like, here we are years later. Obviously, we'll never forget all that stuff. But I feel like we all live, like, pretty good lives in here. Like, we got friends, we've got family. Like, life is good because of the work that we've put in and we've been able to create for ourselves. But also, like, I sit here sometimes and I really try to think, like, what was it like?
Oh, man.
Do you ever forget that? Does it become less raw? And is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Like, what do you guys think?
I don't know if good and bad is, it's tricky and complicated. Me assigning goodness and badness to like something like that. That's a banger.
That's so good.
Ooh, good on me. Yeah.
Good on me.
But I don't know. For me, I think it's important to keep that the relationship that I had with my experience alive as much as possible. And there's ways to do that. For me, like when you were saying what you were saying and how, like being a part of your process, since like your curiosity and your willingness was sparked.
Oh my God, like, Juan pulled me out of just
Juan can do that.
Fear. I was incapable. You can ask them. The first time I was really vulnerable in a room, I was in Juan's arms and he was holding me. And all I'm thinking, he's holding me, and I'm just thinking what's an appropriate amount of time
to be in this guy's arms
for me to tell him that I need to be let go.
When do I release?
But what's crazy though is because because me and Abby's my best friend, she's my sister, and just the idea of affection, and the closeness and of our group of friends and people that we're close to, but seeing Nicole, her curiosity and also experiencing you through your process and seeing you and then seeing a difference in your eyes that said, I think I want to be or have whatever that is over there. And you were sitting on that floor that day, and you ended up crying. You were just crying because you were thankful and grateful.
I'm crying right now.
Such a good day, though.
We have we have a really cool moment that we captured on video of that day, and it was a day where new people came into our group of friends. And it was and we all kind of knew it was special too, and I remember hugging you and G hugging you.
Oh, G I was crying, and he was the first one. He just came over and hugged me. I'm like, is this this is what it is? This is it? This is what I've been missing my entire life. I mean, really, and it sounds like such a cliche thing to say, but I really felt that in that moment.
So for me, that moments like that and being a part of moments or putting myself in a position to both offer and receive there, keeps me aware of who I was, because I was that guy, really, that was the boy on the porch that was looking for somebody to hug me, and so I try to keep my relationship really fresh to myself there. And it's to keep myself grounded in my experience and my values around simple things, and that can be difficult because the further I get away from the day one, my attachments towards other things that I want to grow. My ambitions start to grow, the things that I hope to see materialize around me grow. But for me, when I'm engaged in a connection like that, I'm reminded really quickly how important it is just to be simple in the way that I receive and offer love.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is damn dog, I remember that dude.
You got to write a book called The Boy on the Porch.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll buy it.
I'd buy it too.
I won't read it, but I'll buy it.
I know.
I'll read it to you when you're sleeping. I'll break into your house and just read it while you're dreaming.
Yeah, I just wake
up the next day what?
Oh, damn, chapter 7 was really good. That was a perfect segue into what we're going to talk. Stop it, dude. Stop with that. Princess, we're going to talk about your heart. What fills up your heart? How do you get there? What do you do? you work with people a lot too, you know,
Yeah.
and as Nicole had alluded to, sometimes working with people, whether we're actually working in the field of treatment or just really active in a program of recovery or even just being a person in recovery, we get jaded towards stuff. So how do you keep this going? How do you keep it soft? How do you keep it strong? How do you strengthen that muscle?
God, that's like, I really don't even know where to start. I feel like I do a lot to heal my heart. And yeah, it is, a lot of it is working with other women. I think that has always been so important to me since I first got clean. You know, there was one point where I took helping another person to a whole nother level, and I kind of left myself dry. So the thing with me this time around was I needed to find that balance of where I am helping myself heal and keeping my heart full, but helping other people as well. And obviously, like, recovery and sponsorship is a big part of that for me. And when someone asks me to sponsor them, I have a hard time with saying no because I do wear my heart on my sleeve, and it's hard for me because I know, like we said before, there's not a lot of women that are recovering in the Toledo area, so it's hard. But I know that in order for me to really properly help them, I have to say no when it comes to a certain extent. To if I have too many sponsees at one time, for example, I can't give everything to them that I would like to. So that's when I try to help them in other ways. I'm still a support for them. I try to help other people, other women that I know that are strong in recovery, reach out to them and get them kind of engaged with other women as well, to get them that solid foundation of women around them. And I mean, that's just kind of like the start of like what heals my heart. But like having one-on-one time with my daughter is probably like the most purest thing for me. Any time that I get with my daughter, just one-on-one, and having those like heart-to-heart conversations. She's gonna be 9 in like a week. So it's crazy, but it's also like a blessing because like now her and I have this relationship where she's my best friend, and we can get deep with each other.
Yeah.
You know, and like we have like real adult conversations, and it's kind of scary because like she knows a lot, but she's just so understanding and so passionate.
She's so good.
And so like she just has like this beautiful soul, and it's like, you know,
She
it's
looks
crazy.
just like you too. It's crazy.
Thank God for that.
The good Lord.
But that definitely that fills my heart completely. And for her to be able to get vulnerable with me, it's something that I've been trying to teach her because you know, you guys know a lot about like our situation and what's been going on in the past, and like she doesn't have that where she is right now. So I think that it's important for me, like when I pick her up from school, you know, I have conversations with her. I ask her, how was your day today? What happened in school today? Just little things like that. And that kind of opens up to more conversation with her. And then we just, I don't know, like the conversations that we have, it really, really helps me. And when I'm going through things and I'm struggling, or I get down on myself, or I just have a precious moment,
Precious moment. I see what you did there. Hit it, Josh. Hit it. Come on.
Yeah.
One more time. Yeah. Precious moment.
but
Damn, you got to write a book called Precious Moments.
Ooh, boy.
We just need Juan to do that.
But that's kind of like what I put my mind back to, you know, it's like little things like that kind of keep me grounded. And, you know, kind of how we were talking about, like, do you forget like where you come from? Or do you forget like what it feels like? And for me, like that is like super vital to me. Because I don't ever want to forget that.
To fully forget that.
Obviously, there's parts of me that I've left that in the past. You know, I don't want to have those feelings ever again. But I make it like a priority in my life to do my best to remain humble. And I think that that's one of the biggest things that fill my heart up as well. Obviously, I'm not perfect by any means, but I try to remember not having those conversations with my daughter, not having the conversations I do with the friends I have in my life today.
And now you get to.
Yeah.
Right. And, and that's huge for me. You know what I mean? And
Hell
like, if I forget that, for just like the quickest second, I know that I can completely lose myself and everything that I've gained and worked towards. And including like my relationship that I have today with my fiance. It's like, I would actually shared at the meeting on Friday last week, like I never in my life thought that I would, be in a relationship like corny, in a way. Like I used to think in my life, like when I would see people so happy and giddy and like lovable and stuff, I'm like, those people are weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's gross. Like I don't ever want that, literally. And like now I have that relationship, and like now we wake up in the morning and like we give each other time in the morning and we talk to each other and we,
precious
like
moments.
literally precious moments.
Yeah.
And it's like little stuff like that fills my heart. You know what I mean? And like, I'm so grateful that I'm able to like realize that and like be grateful for little things like that. Because I never had that.
You know what I love? You know what I love what you said too, over and over, little things.
Yeah.
It's the little things,
Oh,
and if we can stay grateful for those little things, they say in NA, a grateful addict will never use.
Never use, yeah.
And if we can stay grateful for those, because it's like the big things in life. That's what we're all looking for. I feel like, especially early on, you're like, oh, I want this big thing to happen. I want to get a car. I want to get a house. I want to get married again. I want to get my kid back. But like, how about a conversation? How about a feeling? How about a thought? How about just the little things in life that, because those are there, those are present early, and those are going to be there for the rest of our lives too.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because you know this too about me. Like my first time around, like that's what it was for me. It was like about that. Like I wanted what I saw other people in recovery having in Florida is like a different lifestyle. Okay. Like it's a fast lifestyle. Like it's just
looks
so
real
different.
good.
It's a different vibe. So I wanted that nice car. I wanted that nice condo. I wanted that position in the treatment facility. I wanted to be the head girl. You know what I mean? Like
HBIC.
Yeah. And I wanted all of that. And I got all of that, but obviously I don't have it anymore.
It's not
You know what I
important.
mean? Because I didn't appreciate all of that stuff. Like granted, I worked for that stuff that I had, and I got very far in my life out there, but I didn't appreciate or hold on to
I feel
any
like
of those
also
things.
that stuff was like surface level stuff.
Absolutely.
Too, like you thought that was important, and then it turns out it wasn't.
Yeah. And this time around, it's like I crave, like you said, those conversations.
Yeah.
I crave like that kind of love and friendships and attention. And Juan knows Abby knows I have my little fits sometimes. But,
No, not you.
Pay attention to me. Damn it.
But I crave that, like that love and affection and like real authentic friendship. And like these are two people, and Nicole's become one of them for me recently too. It's like those real people that I've met in my life that matter the most to me. And those conversations, so genuine, real, authentic conversations are important to me. And that's what fills my heart. You know what I mean? Not the material items, not the condo on the beach, not the position in the treatment center, not surface level things.
Right.
And I think it's important to highlight, like for you guys too, like you talked about like the goodness at the relationship that you're in, like, and how that's like corny or whatever, but all three of you like model healthy relationships. Like you're in healthy relationships, all three of you, which is
Weird.
So weird. So wild.
you really are.
Yeah.
I never expected it.
And you guys, I get to witness and attest to like seeing like the ups and downs of life and relationships, and also to see the compromise and the radical acceptance and like of those situations. And for you, like I've seen you, go through your highs and your lows, and it's really awesome to. For me, I love the low points in people's lives because I just know how
Kind
important
of messed up.
it is.
I mean,
That's what everybody says, but I love it because like they're so necessary to learn how to navigate and to also remember the little things there, and I just really appreciate like for you guys, like, man, I didn't know how to be in a healthy relationship. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it's wild.
Right?
And
With
you've
yourself.
helped me
With
navigate.
myself. With
Yeah,
yourself,
with myself.
let alone someone else.
With someone else. You've helped me navigate all of that. I feel like you just said you like people's lowest points. I'm like, you know what?
Juan has been the person in all of my lives. I was like, he like searches us. Like Nicole seems like she's going through something. Like dive in.
It just pops up in the room that you're in.
Yeah, he's like,
When you're having a bad moment.
It does happen. Nicole one time there was in a meltdown, absolute meltdown, like sirens going, and we're like, who's gonna go approach her? There was like 10 of us, and they were like, I'm not doing it. She ain't not me.
She was running down.
I ran down Central Avenue.
Yeah.
Like, you know
With
how
your shoes
people
off.
like
You were sober?
Yes.
people say they're like going to run away from a situation like figuratively. Like, no, I was running from the situation.
On a legitimate highway. Like on a highway.
She was Naruto arms back. I'm fast as fuck, boy. Just booking.
Actually running.
I just sat at a bus stop like,
Yeah.
I can't go any further. It's like 10 o'clock at night.
She was in the bedroom and nobody was like willing to go in there. They're like, no. And I was like, I remember being like, I'll fucking go. And why not? Get over there and I sit on the bed with her and she's sitting there and I just hold her and she cried.
Yeah. That's all I ever need is a hug.
A hug
That's
and a
it.
cry.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
And I had to find people to hold that place for me because Keith is not that person. He's so many other things.
Yes, he's so many.
But I finally have accepted the fact that if I need a hug and to be comforted,
You just call another man.
I gotta call Juan.
Yo, Keith, chill out, bro.
Yeah,
Not a
dude.
big deal.
Keith, you're not doing it for her. It is what it is. Accept it. Radical acceptance, Keith.
But really, Juan serves that purpose
He does.
in our
He
lives
does.
so much. In the fact that I don't like to be touched by many people, and I'm carrying over 12 pounds of baby, and I was like, I need Juan to come over. And I was like, why? I'm like, I need a massage. He's like, I can do it. And I was like, I need Juan.
I don't know how to say this to you, John, but
It's because he got some blunt rollers, dog. Those long alien boys, dog.
those long fingers.
Yeah.
Some blunt roller.
Yeah. Look
At
fucking
most
Twizzlers.
angles, they look like they're bending. Why do they look so bendy?
I don't know, man. I don't
my
know.
God.
Like, dude, quit nubbing me, bro.
He's like, well, why don't you tell me to do better? And I was like, I just need Juan here, okay?
John, your fingers are your fingers. They're not
Keith
changing
would just
anytime
be
soon.
like, call Juan. He's not even attempting.
He understood after a while, but like, yeah, Juan serves that purpose in all of our lives. That for me, I had no idea how to be held, like physically especially by a man. And I still don't like to be.
Yeah, I can relate.
Juan was the first, especially. I'll just say it now. Most of the women in recovery are rape victims. I know all three of us have horrible history with abuse, and it's very hard to learn to trust a man when you get sober.
Absolutely.
Especially when you're early and you can feel people's motives aren't their motives.
Yeah.
Oh, motive having asses.
Yeah, and you're like, I want to be held in like in a friendship, intimacy way, but also I can sense that is not your motive, dude.
Right.
Right.
And that's never been anything besides Juan's motive. It's just to hold and love.
Just to love, for sure.
Absolutely.
It taught me how to be in the relationship I am today. Because yeah, it did. Because now when I need held, I know how to ask for it. When I am held, I know how to breathe in it. I know I don't have to hold my breath. I don't have to cry. I just, it taught me how to be held by other people. And like you said, Juan's great at like the shit moments we have in life, and sometimes I'm like Precious, where I'm like, I'm doing really really well, but like, where the fuck are you, man?
I'm really the dumpster.
You're
I'm
my
the-
A little bit of
dumpster.
trash.
I'm the trash can.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
But you know, I
a
wanted
little
to
bit
say too, something that like about healthy relationships, like watching you with G is what helped me learn how to have a healthy relationship with my daughter. And I say that and I mean that, like, I would watch the way that you talk to him, the way that you guys were together, like the conversations, the bond, like the hugging and the loving, and it was like damn, like I want to be like that.
Dude, you are. It's so
you
cool. Last
are.
week, you and her, remember she grabbed the microphone?
Yeah.
Like your daughter grabbed
That was
the
crazy.
Wow.
Say her name out loud. Let the world hear.
Isabella.
Bella.
Such a pretty name.
Bella.
Yeah. She just dumped her heart in such a strong way, though. You know what I mean? And it's clearly like something that she's been guided, been modeled for, like felt safe, and it wasn't like she was like basking in like sulk.
Yeah.
Like she was like, man, life is hard here and this and that. And she was just communicating and like,
Oh, that's beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was amazing, to hear her and see her speak that way. And also to look at you in a way that says, that's my mom and I'm with my mom and I'm safe.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's such a blessing.
good on you.
Stop saying it. Please stop saying good on you. Please, dude. Please, I'm begging you to stop saying good on you.
Okay, I will.
I'm just kidding. You can keep saying
Oh my God, I'm like,
It's
this
like
is getting
really-
serious.
It's like, can we hug?
Yeah.
Can you hug me? You never hugged me.
You won't let me.
Really?
You need to let Juan hug you.
I don't think
Like
I've
a
ever
real
not.
Juan hug, though. Like,
Yeah.
not just like a
They're
like a
good.
real Juan hug.
Like
They're
you need
real
to be
good.
in his lap.
Yeah. Can we?
Yeah, like our workshop.
Yeah, do the workshop
Yeah,
hug.
show them what that's all about.
Okay.
Wait
They
a
need
minute.
to
For
know.
real?
We'll just hug.
Wait a minute, for real.
He said for real.
Yeah, come here.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
my
great.
goodness.
Look at the face.
Your beard is so prickly, dude.
He said, he whispered, I feel weird.
It's so
did I
weird
the
to
first
have
time,
a
Matt.
prickly beard on the side of someone else's beard on you.
Yeah, we were tangled.
Someone else's beard on your beard feels weird. So,
Love that.
We got to work on that.
so here's the thing. So everybody loves Juan. Juan is great at helping people, regardless of someone's gender. There's only one Juan, right? And there's like, so I walk into a room, I can find a lot of guys to help me. I can find a ton of guys to help me. I walk into a treatment center, 80% of the clients in the treatment center are going to be like me. I walk into an AA meeting today, 80% of them are going to be like me, right? But like, it's not like that in the treatment world or in the recovery world for women. And not everywhere has a Juan. Toledo has one Juan, and there's not as many women. So, did you guys find it difficult? Like going into treatment centers, going into an AA meeting, an NA meeting, an HA meeting. It doesn't matter what fellowship. Going into a meeting, and we talked about it a little bit earlier in the episode that there's not a ton of people at these meetings or at treatment centers or even people working at the treatment centers with like significant clean time, people to look up to, people to find as a sponsor, people to reach out to that will hug you and touch you appropriately because Juan can't be everywhere.
No.
So like, did you guys ever find it tough as a woman specifically trying to get
Very.
clean, not having enough
Extremely.
support to look up to?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hard. It was very hard at first.
And what do we do about that?
Well, that's
What we're doing.
what we're doing right now
yeah.
is exactly that. We have a meeting on every other Sunday that we still put on, and we have a group chat, which I don't know how many group chats we have now, but there's so many. And any woman who wants in, we give the opportunity. Yes, come.
Yeah.
Like Precious said, if she can't take somebody on, we refer them. We say, okay, but there's somebody in my family that can.
Yeah.
And we never turn away anybody that way. I think all of us are so different too, that we all serve such different purposes in our family. For instance, I'm not gentle with my sponsees. I'm like, I say it how it is. I'm very honest and blunt, and if you need someone gentle, most likely you're not going to come to me, and that's okay. That's my purpose. If you need more terror vibes or more Nicole vibes, it's Precious, whoever it is, you have all these different personalities to go to, but in the end, our group is mainly about what I tell over and over and over is this is about the solution. We're here for the solution, and we stay very book driven, but also what was it 2 weekends ago? You took my daughter when I was just like I can't do it.
Yeah.
We are there for each other as moms and as women, and it's a funny story that Nicole and I have, because I'm very much like her very weird boyfriend. He's not gentle. He lacks some tact, and so do I. But we've been friends for a long time, and then Nicole started dating him, and it was very strange. And then she got pregnant, and she was horrific, just horrific. Well, now I'm pregnant, right? And I find myself needing nobody else besides just Nicole. I need Nicole right now. Like, I don't need my best friend. I don't need my boyfriend. I need Nicole. Why? I don't know. Mm-hmm. And she has been a rock through this. And I have no idea how these relationships form, but we have every person in our group has such a different dynamic and such a different personality and use, and value. But we're all after chasing the same thing, which is to build and have an army and to help. And it's really beautiful from what it started as, because what it started as is 2 women in a room just reading. And
that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
That sounds like something else I know that grew into something beautiful.
Yeah.
About a century ago.
Yeah. It was just 2 women in a room reading, saying, we need more women, because as she and I are very bro-y. I got really mad one time. I didn't get to go to boys' night. That was a sensitive thing. but that's how, when we got sober, it was us and the boys.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, we have an army. We have an actual army of women at our disposal. Yeah.
What about being a mom specifically? Because that's something I think that we take for granted as men too. Is when you talk about like, recovery is equally distributed amongst anybody that wants to go find it, and it's like, well, is it really though? Yeah. Like the person that lives at their parents' house and has a place to sleep and has rides to meetings whenever they want to go and works a job, or do they actually have the same shot? I'm not giving excuses to anybody. I'm not doing that.
Right, I understand.
But it's not as equitable, I should say. Like a mom that's got to stay home and take care of kids or carry kids like you're doing right now. It's not as easy to get your ass up and go to a meeting.
Right. No, that's why our meetings are hosted at our homes, because I have a basement where we send all of the kids. Bring your kids, and they're going to go to the basement. Yeah. As for we get together, and we have lots of babies there, and
sometimes Brittany comes and she's the babysitter.
Yes.
For all the kids.
Yeah. But they're all playing together, and it's beautiful. But it's very hard as a mom, to sometimes set aside time to say, because my mind, and I definitely know your mind is like this, I'm going to have to get up at 6 because I have a meeting with a woman at 4 p.m., which means I'm going to have to bathe the kid, feed the kid, change the kid, play with the kid, feed it again, have all these things I have to do to prepare just to leave the house.
In that time.
To prepare just to leave the house with just one.
Yep.
And when we do that kind of thing together, it makes it, and it's, I don't know what it is about society or mom guilt or what it is, but when you're at a meeting and your kid's making all this noise and you're like, oh my God, they're a distraction, and I can't even pay attention, and your heart's racing, you can't hear what people are saying, and she's screaming, mama, 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 and it's like, I'm never coming back to this meeting again.
Yeah. Exactly.
So we try really hard to not have that within our women's groups, and to have help, and to be able to say help. Mm-hmm. Right. Teaching our group how to say help when we need help. It was one of my biggest lessons. And for instance, if I'm in a meeting and I need a meeting and I'm there with my daughter, I can give anybody in that room a look and say, please take her. I need to be here.
That's a blessing.
Yes.
Because not everybody has that. So another woman out there watching this today, tonight, tomorrow, whenever it goes out there, what would you say to them, any of you? Thinking that there a lot of these things that you guys are talking about right now, I can't relate to men at a treatment center. The treatment center groups aren't comfortable enough for me to open up and really talk about what's happened to me as a woman, because it's either a male facilitator or it's mostly men in the group. I don't have the abilities or the same freedoms to just go to meetings when I want to, and when I really want to, I feel embarrassed because my child is, laughing or whatever in the meeting. Like, what would you say? What would you guys say? what are you guys doing like to offer something for that? How do we get a hold of you?
Something that someone told me very early on, which I laughed at, and I was like, huh, that's funny. It was surround yourself with other women. And I was like, that sounds horrible. I don't want to do that. You know, women were most of my 4-step when I did it. I did not like girls.
Right.
But that's what I would tell them, is surround yourself with other women and other moms, and they're there.
Yeah, that's the thing, like, because I know for myself, I didn't believe that I could find my place with women and have that comfort that I do now. Because there is a bigger group of older women in the AA community that have some sobriety, but I mean, I hate to say it in this way, but it is just a little bit different now. And I need it a little bit different. And I mean, we're here and we want to love you. And I mean, I don't know how people would reach out to us, but they're more than welcome to. Whatever, Facebook, phone number, I don't know.
Reach out to us on Facebook or on Instagram, wherever we post this, and I can assure you that we'll get in contact with one of these fine young ladies here to speak to.
We're probably changing our meeting location for Sunday, but as soon as we get that information, we can also add that.
I think the biggest thing, I know it was Abby that said it to me, but the biggest thing that like changed things for me with women especially was that like we're not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be here through your ups and downs, and through all your things that you think are so horrible and so terrible. I'm going to be there. And when I finally found women like that, that's when things really changed for me. So
as women, especially, I know all three of us can relate. When we're done and we're going to get sober, we hate ourselves. And therefore we hate people like us.
Yeah.
Like all three of us hated ourselves so much.
Yeah.
And therefore we hated other women that hated themselves. And to be around somebody that, women tend to be more empathetic, and be around someone who has a big ego and has a good vibe that way. Someone that doesn't relate and make you feel small and hateful towards yourself. If that feels good at first. But to find other women who have hated themselves and moved on, and now they love themselves. That is what I want to show women all day long. Is I love myself. Sometimes it's extra, but but I love myself today, and that's what I want. That's why women, at the beginning they clash, because they hate themselves, so they hate the way that other women look at themselves and look at each other, and it's awful. But one of the things that our group's amazing at doing is like when someone posts a picture, or
I love that.
We're gassing each other up.
Just hype each other up all day
so much
long.
gas.
And I think that's important, though. I think
too.
that especially it kind of brings me back to last year when we did that exercise of when we kind of drew ourselves as like stick figures. Or whatever, however we can draw. None of us were that great at it. But we kind of put like little arrows of things that about ourselves, like that we hate about ourselves, that we don't like, that we wish we could change, and then things that we love about ourselves. And I know that mine, I don't remember having anything on there that I loved about myself at that time. I think if I could have put personality, I would have put that, because that was probably the furthest I could have gotten with loving myself back then. And that exercise was like super deep, and that's stuff that we do in our women's groups and our meetings. And we kind of get down to that, and we boost each other up. So we had all of the girls standing behind the person that was going, while we're looking in the mirror, and we're reading off this thing that we just wrote about ourselves, how much we hate ourselves. And then we have everyone behind us, our army behind us, telling us and lifting us up, like that they don't see that. That's not what it is. Like, and that experience for me was like insane. I think for like the next month I was on like a pink cloud. It was a beautiful experience. And like, I think that what I would say to women who feel like they can't get out to meetings because they have kids, or they can't reach out because they have kids, is very similar to what these ladies had to say. Is like, you being a mother doesn't define you. It doesn't take away from who you are. And I think that we all love kids. We all have kids. So all kids are always welcomed. And you always say it at the Team Recovery Fire meeting every Friday. It's like, it's okay. Let the kids be kids.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, it's hard sometimes. And like,
hard, yeah.
It is hard sometimes, and you hear them playing around, but like, when you start to just accept it and let it go, it's not that bad. Watching the kids run around and have a good time and laugh together is something that I craved. I remember seeing all the other women around recovery who had their kids together, and like, they were all so happy and friends, and you know, and I wanted that so badly. I couldn't wait to bring Bella around.
Mm-hmm. And I think what happens too, what I've seen is that like with you and Stone and you and the kids and other people, like you know, like there are certain times where like I didn't necessarily know how to engage with my son when he wasn't you know, being appropriate in public or something, you know.
Yeah.
But I noticed that the kids watch the other kids with their parents, you know, which has like a domino effect. You know, it has a domino effect from the parents to the kids, and then because of that, from the kids to the kids, and then their interactions kind of adjust too between each other. You know, and it's really awesome to see that all of your kids feel comfortable to go to other people too, to each other, because you guys have that. You know.
Last week we actually we had the women's meeting at a park. It was like a beautiful day outside, and I was, me and Devin, we were talking, and we're like, you know, why don't we have it at the park so that the kids can play too? Yeah. Brittany was going to be there also, so she kind of could watch the kids, so they didn't get too far.
Shout out BK.
Yeah. But that was good too, you know. And it's like, we got to sit there under a tree, peaceful, and we actually opened it up with the song we used to, and it was like, it kind of brought back those vibes, you know. And it was like the kids were over there playing around, having a good time, and we were able to do book work.
One of the hardest things I think as a mom in recovery is that my identity sometimes feels like it's one thing, and that one thing is mom. My entire identity, because it's all I do in a day. It's all I get to do. I just sit and I bake humans all day long. And then I play with my daughter, and that's the only energy I have, and I am mom, and that is it. But like what I tell my sponsees and what I need told sometimes is, you have an identity without them. I have to have an identity without them. And it's most of all, none of this is possible. Me being the mother I am is not possible unless I take care of myself. I am useless to her, and I'm useless to them. Unless I take care of myself.
So true.
That's a trap. I mean,
it is.
I had been, you know, sober before this, and I had
oh boy. We just had a light go out.
Hello, I'm Juan Duarte, president of Team Recovery, and I'm here to tell you guys about the importance of feminine hygiene. As we look towards the future, we need to make sure that we ensure safety and precaution and support for the feminine to be feminine. Thanks.
So that was awesome. That was actually good timing. We got to go to the bathroom, and we got to kind of reflect on everything that we said, and honestly, it was just a really good conversation. The whole podcast was awesome. I'm glad that we got to do it. We got to talk about some stuff that we don't normally get to talk about. And ultimately, the goal of this whole thing is for other people to see it, be inspired by something that was said, which I think will undoubtedly happen with the people we have in this room, and then to be able to know what to do with it. And I think that, you know, we talked about it, Precious, at the Friday Night Fire meetings, and you guys talked about your women's meetings that you guys have. Reach out to us. I can, again, assure you that we'll put you in contact. And the fire meetings, bring your kids. There's no excuses. There's no embarrassment there. You don't have to feel judged because there's a bunch of other kids there too.
none of your kids will be crazier than my kids. In fact.
Absolutely.
So true.
There's a bunch of kids hang out. There's snacks. There's food. There's marshmallows to get them all sugared up on, and
Yeah, we have
Pets.
people patrolling the fires to make sure your kids don't fall in them.
yeah, it's safe.
It's safe.
We have feminine things
Femininity.
for feminine stuff. Femininity.
Feminine
Nene.
fires burning.
Feminine fires.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, that could be another meeting.
Ooh, the
That's another
Fire.
book.
The
That's
fire.
your book. Feminine fires burning.
fire of the feminine.
That's your
The
book,
red
Nicole.
Oh yeah,
Red
the red
background.
background. Can I tell you about the study real quick?
Tell us
Yeah.
about the study.
So, they did a study. They took the same women.
He's cracking his vape. It's just so funny.
They took the same women and they put them in like just a random color shirt, and then they put them in a red shirt, and they showed men and women all these pictures of these women, and you had to rate which women you thought were the most beautiful. And it was the same women. It'd be a woman in like a gray shirt and then a woman in a red shirt. And I think it was like 93% of the time people said that the woman in the red shirt was more beautiful, even though it was the same exact woman in whatever color shirt.
Go buy more red. Got it.
But I know this, and I can't wear red. It's like black, gray.
Yeah.
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 I feel it.
So
Yeah.
As long as it's
Camouflage.
not lime green.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Click.
Did it
Light bulb.
Good on you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just laughed and farted.
It's not new.
Lolo, you had to tell us that. I'm so happy to tell us that. All right, we're going to go into trivia. I feel like Josh has some good music for us. And since this is about women, the winner of this is going to get a makeover at... can you guys hear me? Am I speaking loud enough?
You're good.
I deserve this. I just had a baby.
Yeah, speak it into the universe. The winner is going to get a complete makeover day at Beauty Bar.
Are you kidding me?
Beauty Bar is partnered
I'm
with
so
Team
competitive.
Recovery,
This is so
and we're going to
I've
do...
never-
Don't need to win.
Hey,
Yeah.
guys, he's doing a whole promo.
It's okay. It's okay.
We're fighting.
Because
We're so excited about
They're
it.
getting juiced up, but you're gonna win. So this is actually like not for fun. You have to win,
Okay. I'm ready.
and there's rules. There's rules to this. So I'm gonna
Fudge.
explain the rules. So this is trivia. I have 15 questions. Well, actually, there's a little bit more than that because each question has like sub questions. So there's
Can I be an honorary participant?
yeah, you can win too.
Okay.
You can win too.
Whoa.
I don't think you're going
If
to.
you wear a dress.
Yeah. You have to take
To
your.
use feminine hygiene products.
If you.
I'll
yeah.
do
Super.
So I'll do both at the same time.
He would lick the ground for
Yeah.
like $5.
You have
so.
to use while using your mom's feet massager.
Oh.
Oh.
What? Dude, what? What are you talking
I
about?
don't know, man. I mean, I was thinking of somebody else. Never mind. Let me just change the subject real quick. So here's the rules. If you you were shaking, dude. You were looking at me so mad, dude. Your lips were literally quivering, and I just looked at you.
He panicked.
Oh God. All right, yeah. So here's the rules. If you answer it correctly, with the answers read, you get 1 point. If you answer correctly without me reading the answers, the options, the multiple choice options, you get 2 points. So if you like don't even need the options, you can just work. That's how you're gonna, instead of like hitting the bell or raising your hand,
You need
slap the
buzzers
table.
if you're gonna keep doing this.
I know. Yeah, we do have to get buzzers. So 2 points if no question, if no multiple choices. 1 point if you get it. If you get it wrong, regardless of if you answered it pre or post options being given, you lose a point.
Oh.
So 1 point if you get it wrong. Okay.
I'm a better woman than all of you.
I agree.
Get out.
All right. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
So we got a little bit of everything in here. We got some history. We got some drug stuff. Just a little bit of everything. It'll be good. So let's start. Number 1. What year was Alcoholics Anonymous founded?
I know it.
Nicole.
Don't know. 1935.
Ding 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 ding.
Wow.
What? My dad's been sober for a long time.
That's amazing. 1 point. Oh, yeah, that's 2 points. 2 points for Nicole. I did not give any options. Sub question to that.
Recovering.
Where was Alcoholics?
Akron.
Yeah! 2 more points for
I need a
Nicole.
He is winning this.
Good job, Nicole.
Off to an early start. All right, ready for the next question? Let's change it up a little bit. What plant is cocaine made out of?
What?
What?
A plant?
Hold
Yeah.
on.
You didn't know it was made out of a plant?
Nobody knows?
Cocaine.
Nobody knows?
No.
Do you want me to give you options?
Yes. We need
Okay.
options.
Tulips,
No.
pine trees,
No.
coca leaves.
Coca leaves.
Coca leaves. Do we all win
Who
that?
slapped the table first? Was it Abby?
It was
Pre-
I had my hand there, but we all said it together.
just
See,
left
my
it
hand
there.
was- my hand
I was
wasn't
waiting
working.
for it to go.
Probably not going to get any more points, Precious.
Abby got a point with coca leaves. All right. You can tell everybody in here is clearly an opiate addict. Nobody knows anything about the history of cocaine. All right. This will be interesting. If anybody knows this, I might just give you 5 points because this is a little bit more tough. What year was NA founded?
Oh, that.
Stop.
If you know this, for real?
1964.
No. You just lost a point.
It's okay.
Anybody? No?
Yeah, Miss Andy.
I'll give you some options. 1945, 1951, 1953, or 1967.
67.
1967.
50.
Really? 51.
Juan said it, 1953.
Why are we back?
I'm not trying to win the points here, but I'll take them.
Juan got a point. Here's a bonus
Good
point.
on ya.
Here's a bonus point. Ready? What is NA's literature called?
Narcotics
Narcotics.
Anonymous.
Is that a trick question?
Come on, man.
NA's literature?
Oh, Alcoholics Anonymous.
And,
No.
no, it's
What?
Narcotics Anonymous.
I said that.
You know how the book we read in the Blue Fellowship, what's it called?
It's the. Oh my goodness.
Not, so it's like the nickname for it, right? Like the
The big book.
AA's book is called the Big Book.
Yeah.
NA's book is called what?
Oh,
If you're not an extraordinary, like, you know, like you got a bad bitch, you got a good bitch, you got a one that's like just like mediocre, she's called what?
Average.
No.
basic text.
Basic.
Basic.
I don't know
Basic
anything.
text.
I really should give Juan a point.
You've heard that.
I have
You knew
heard that, but I don't.
No, I've
we
never
don't ever
heard
go.
that.
I've heard it, but
Yeah.
I never really went by that. I've always just called it the Narcotics Anonymous, just like Alcoholics Anonymous.
Cole got another point.
Crack open that basic text, dog. Let's get busy.
It is actually pretty good.
Here's the basic text is actually really good. Where was Narcotics Anonymous founded? What state? We know Ohio for AA.
I don't know
I'll
shit.
give you options: Florida, California, New York, or Arizona.
California.
Arizona.
Yeah.
California's going to
Look at
pick
me
ones
go.
you didn't.
Precious is on the board. Speaking of NA, what does
feel like I should
NA
know
stand
these.
for on the periodic table?
Sodium.
Damn it! Put that on there for Abby.
Damn, that's some.
Look straight
She
into her
is
eyes.
It's like she went to
Scientist.
science school or
Yeah.
something.
She's a biochemical
they call
fucking
that?
manufacturer.
Oh, no, this one. They put that on there for me.
We gotta give Abby a point.
All right, everybody's on the board now. Let's change it up completely.
Except one.
Ready? What country gifted the Statue of Liberty to the United States?
New York.
New
What?
York.
What'd you
What
say?
country?
Hold on.
Oh,
Time out. Time the fuck out.
What?
Time the fuck out. Precious. Time the fuck.
Stop the music. Stop the music.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Precious.
It was so
Precious.
What?
She won that point.
I did not even hear the question.
She
I think I
slapped the
just
table.
I heard the Statue
What
of Liberty, and I
country
said New York. Okay.
Gave the United States
Yeah,
the Statue of Liberty.
It's fine.
Context clues.
We had to shut this shit down for a second. What country?
I heard the Statue of Liberty. I did not hear country, and New York.
Yeah.
You know, it goes.
Fire.
Yeah.
It's a cool country.
I did.
Cue the
It's a
music.
country in my eyes. Okay.
Oh my god, that was so amazing.
Oh, that
I'm not
was-
even going to take a point away from you. Actually, I'm going to give
got
you
a
a point.
point. That's
I'm going to give you 2 points because that was so amazing.
That's pity.
All right, you actually slept it.
I think
first.
I do know. Is it France?
You were correct. France,
that's
absolutely.
great.
Patty.
New York.
All right.
New York.
It's a state.
Love that country.
Me too.
All right, ready? That was too good. What is the most commonly abused drug?
Heroin. Oh.
Caffeine.
Alcohol.
Nicotine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like hard drugs.
Oh, we should put
Opiates.
I should have put that. I feel like it is caffeine or nicotine, but like in terms of other drugs that aren't caffeine or nicotine, what is the most commonly used?
Opiates.
Alcohol.
Oh.
Alcohol.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to give anybody points or take points away for that one because I really messed
Alcohol
up
makes
on
sense. It's legal.
I read that somewhere.
that. You guys ready for this?
You-
Which pharmaceutical company invented OxyContin?
Let it go.
I feel like you guys tied, so let's say it at the same time on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Pfizer.
Pfizer.
Well, then I watched the documentary. Hold on.
What was the question?
I watched
Which pharmaceutical
the movie.
company invented OxyContin?
I watched that
Big Pharma?
show.
Think college.
Mm-hmm.
Think football. Think what does a cat do when it's really happy?
Purdue.
That's like I was like, I'm saying in my head, Parma. And I'm like, Pharma. And you said Pfizer. I was like, good.
I didn't know the answer.
Parma's
I
in
did
Florida,
watch that
too.
though.
Parma's a city in Ohio, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it Parma, Ohio?
I think
Yeah.
Keith's
My mom
family
actually lives
lives
there.
in Parma, actually.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Okay.
I suck at trivia.
I would have won.
This one's kind of hard. If somebody knows this, I'm going to be very, very, very impressed, especially if you answer it without options.
I don't know.
How many bones are in the human body?
Oh, wow.
Oh,
I watched this on
264.
Hannah Montana once.
264.
206.
Wow.
Look at you go.
Holy smokes. That's really good.
Yeah.
How do you know? You're a science person.
She is.
You're science. You're science.
264. You have a lot of extra bones. That's why his fingers like they're magic.
That's why he can't wear shoes. Is he's got all those extra bones.
That's too good.
I got shoes on.
Okay.
New York.
Oh, you don't.
Yeah, New York.
New York.
What are the two main characters in the Titanic?
Jack.
Yes. And Rose.
They each
I
get
gave
a
everything.
point.
Yeah.
We're each gonna
One and
point.
It
one.
was a team effort.
Yeah.
Precious.
We worked
Bonus
great.
question.
Never let go, Jack.
Oh. Reel it in.
What is Rose's last name?
Oh my God.
I just watched
I'll
this
give you
not
a
that
hint.
long ago.
It's the last name of somebody that's in the team recovery organization from a long time ago.
Dawson.
Yeah! Rose Dawson.
Yeah.
It was so exciting.
I got it.
That's
It's
great.
amazing. Abby just took the lead. Abby's tied with Nicole.
And I'm
And
losing.
Precious is, no, you're one behind.
New York.
Rose, New York. You're only one behind, Precious. So this is a good game.
You're doing a great job.
This is going to be a multiple choice. I doubt that anybody's going to know this. Who's the only person that can arrest the sheriff?
I got it. But I'm not going to answer it.
The
New
only
York.
Magistrate.
person that can arrest the sheriff.
I'll give you guys some options. Ready? The chief of police, fire chief, mayor, or coroner.
Or Mahatma Gandhi.
A. Whatever A was, A.
Chief of police?
Yes.
B. The fire. Whatever you said.
The mayor. The coroner.
It is the mayor.
Fucking
the
Isn't that
coroner.
crazy?
I was gonna say that, but it didn't sound right.
The coroner is the only person that can arrest the sheriff.
How is that possible?
Yo, because it's like...
Because New York. That's why. That's why. That's
I'm
how.
never gonna live this down.
you're not.
Is this a documentary
Yo,
Yeah,
that I
back
don't
in
know
the
of?
day-
No, I want to know.
No, they
That
were,
was so
they
amazing.
literally back in the day.
I was
During
eager.
the Salem witch trials, the sheriff was like making really poor decisions, and the coroner kept having to take care of all the dead bodies from all the things.
Yeah.
And so they put him in charge. So he wears a boutonniere now that suggests that he's
None
the
of
man.
this is real?
He's the boss hawk. None of this is real.
That was so. Dude, you had me going.
Yeah, we were here
Yeah, and this all happened in New York.
in New York. Yeah.
It's amazing.
I love it.
All right, you guys ready for this one?
Sure. New York.
Heroin used to be a legal drug. Which pharmaceutical company marketed it in the 1800s? Heroin was a legal drug, believe it or not.
Yeah, in like a different country.
In the
not New York.
1800s?
Johnson and Johnson.
Big Pharma.
Just starting me.
Can we have multiple choice?
Sure.
We don't know.
Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, Bayer, or Purdue.
I like bear.
Bayer.
Really?
Bayer.
Wow.
Nice.
See, you know they
You
used
guys,
to say.
Bayer is still around.
always
Yeah.
C.
Bayer,
Yeah, see.
aspirin, and
Baby
stuff like
aspirin.
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I know that.
I
Yeah.
gotta change it up.
You are.
I'm like a teacher
No,
that
don't
just gives
change it
away.
up.
Precious.
what you're doing.
It's tied.
Woo!
It's 5 to 5
With
to 5.
New York.
Bear with me.
I'm coming.
That boy said, bear with me. That was so good. All right, here we go. If you paid attention in history class,
Didn't.
or geography, I should say, not history, geography,
Bad at
this
this.
is going to be good for you. In what ocean is the Bermuda Triangle
The
located?
what? The,
Bermuda.
The Bermuda Triangle.
you forgot an R. Just saying.
Did I?
Bermuda.
I left it in New York.
Yeah,
I left my R in New York.
yeah.
Bermuda Triangle. Yes.
Atlantic.
Yes.
I was gonna say
Ding, ding,
that.
Good
ding,
on
ding,
ya.
ding, 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 ding. Got it. All right. Ready for this one? What is the fictional home of Batman?
Gotham City.
Yeah. I love
Abby
that.
would know
John
that
would be
she's
so
actually
proud right
dating
now.
Ding,
Batman.
ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, John's Batman. I'm Bat John.
I'm Batman.
Bad job.
I'm Bat
All
John.
right. This will be good. This one will be good right here. Actually, this will probably be hard. Which planet is closest to Earth?
Come on.
What was the acronym?
Something about waffles. No, that was a different acronym.
Mars.
I don't know if that was it. Maybe.
Neptune is the 7th. That's all I know.
Mars, right?
Mars. I said Mars.
Nope.
Venus.
Nope.
Mercury.
It is. Who said
Venus.
Venus? Who said-
Venus.
did you say
I
Venus?
said
no.
Venus. I said Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune.
There's no waffles in there.
No, there's no.
There's no
I could go for some.
Oh, never eat
Mercury.
soggy waffles.
Oh, what's the W?
What the
West.
fuck are we talking about?
Oh, we're talking about directions. I got you.
Oh, God.
Northeast, southwest.
I
got
still
it.
say that to myself in my head, and I'm 30, almost 31 years
You guys
old.
remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Headmas.
Yeah.
Huh? Headmas.
Headmas.
So,
Order of operations. Well, we just
I
got
still
way off
use
topic.
that.
Man,
So,
fucking
who got
confused.
Venus?
Me.
Who?
I.
Abby got Venus. Okay. All right, we got 2 questions left. Abby has 7. Nicole has 6. Precious has 5. Here we go. This one, somebody will definitely get, so be ready to answer quickly. Which city is known as the city of brotherly love?
New York.
Nicole.
Philadelphia.
Got it. All right. Okay, so here we are. This last question is a 2-point question. So you could tie if you get this, and we will go into a face-off. If you don't get it, whoever does get it is the winner.
Can't we all just be winners?
Yeah, can we?
In a face-off situation, can they do a stare down?
Absolutely.
We're doing a great
I'd win
job
that.
in life.
Absolutely.
I think that we all deserve.
And if you do tie and it gets to that point where everybody does a stare down, if you want to donate the makeover to another woman in recovery, you could do that too. All right. Here we go. Which kills more people? Legal prescriptions or illegal drugs?
Legal prescriptions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right. That's actually, yeah,
it is.
in New York.
In New York.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you hit your hand down first, but you got it right, and you said the answer first. So we're just gonna go. We're just gonna go with you. You're just gonna go with you, Precious. Got 7. It's a tie. We just literally tied. I don't know how that worked out, but
Yeah.
and Juan got 1 point. Look at
Good job.
Juan's got
Juan.
1. He's got 7, and Juan's got 1. Which one was it? I
I
forget.
don't know. You probably just gave it to me.
The
Oh,
corner.
1953.
The corner.
Yeah, the NA.
All right, so you guys want to have a stare down or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do we do both people?
I just have to make her. I have to make them laugh.
But I've been blinking a lot
I
today.
have to make them blink or make them laugh. What do
Both.
I do?
Either one. You're out for a blink. You're out for a laugh.
What?
I'll tell you what. Let's do. Everybody has to look at Juan, and the last person to laugh.
But not blinking, so
Okay.
just laughing.
Not blinking.
Perfect. I
Just
could do
staring
that.
at Juan.
So we can blink all
You
we
can
want.
blink as much as you want.
That's
you just,
great.
You can't even smile. If you smile,
Hold on,
you're
I
out.
smile a lot though. This is
You
fun.
better. You can't smile or laugh. This is gonna be so good.
Yeah.
I might record this too.
Are you
Just
ready?
dissociate.
We have to
What
look
is
at
your
him?
term? Radical acceptance.
Radical
We have to stare at him.
You have to stare at Juan. You cannot break eye contact with him.
I get to look at you.
And if you smile or laugh, you're out of the running. So
No
go.
laugh.
All right.
Wait, I'm not ready.
And scene.
I'm done. I cannot. I could have won.
You blinked! She blinked.
No, it's not about blinking.
Oh, shit. This is getting fucking weird.
Abby.
Wait. I was full on dissociated.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready, prepared at all.
Fucking sociopath.
Why's you to scare him? He goes, yeah, boy.
I almost laughed when he said you blink. I'm like, I'm allowed to blink. Someone tell him.
Yeah.
Because I can't.
I was actually having a contraction, so it was very easy to not laugh.
Oh my god.
Abby, you won. You won the makeover. Congratulations.
Awesome.
Let's give Abby a
God,
round
I
of
felt like
applause.
Jabba the Hutt. I just felt like I was in
And you get to bring two
Rolling.
people along with you.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's so nice of TR.
I know.
Guys, I had an amazing time with you.
This was great.
Seriously, I had a wonderful time. Thank you for spending your Thursday evening with us. And
Yeah.
I really do believe that this hour and a half that we spent together, almost 2 hours, is going to help somebody. That's what it's all about. If you're out there watching this and you do want to connect with one of these three women or with us in general, send us a message on Facebook, Instagram, on YouTube. Send us an email. Call us at 419-561-LIFE. Come to the meeting. Come to the Friday Fire meeting and meet one of these people. Bring your kids if you need to. Come hang out with us. I can promise you that you will not be disappointed. So I want to give a shout out to Josh, too. Josh Coven with TMV Studios. And he's also got a podcast called The Millennial View, which is wonderful to watch. He's helped us set up, really since the beginning, this entire podcast. And he set up this room for us when we moved over here, and even more so today, and it'll keep evolving. But we want to give a shout out to Josh because he's an amazing person and we love him. So shout out Josh.
Yeah.
And also I want to give a shout out to Mike Grobe.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Mike Grobe publicly. Mike Grobe was there like very early on in T Recovery's genesis and was like very active in helping.
Yeah.
And he's back. Mike's back, and it's really good to see him alive and doing well and like
Good dude.
quadrupling the amount of work that he did in the beginning. So
Absolutely.
I love him so much, and he's been a huge help around here too. So I wanted to give him a shout out. So
Yeah.
that's really all I got. Thank you guys for watching. And like I said, give us a call, 419-561-LIFE. Check out our website, theteamrecovery.org. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Have a good night.